appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with assault of a peace officer or judge, bodily injury? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Sir.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to keep your voice up so the court will.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay. All right. And did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Terrazas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
Amen.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Amen.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the office as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibitor along with all his attachments.
Any
Okay.
objections? And state, have you had contact with the complainant?
We have not in this particular case. It is an officer, so we do have contact, but not direct contact.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
So we would ask that you follow the plea bargain. He has been in custody for almost 17 months, Judge, so he has been in custody since the inception of this case. Throughout that time, I've had an opportunity to not only counsel with him, but we've gone through the competency and the mental health evaluation. Through that, because I didn't have a lot of contact with his family prior to that, but I think through that process, I did reach out to a lot of family members, and through that process, I think they have become a lot more supportive of Mr. Terrazas. I have pretty good communication with his mom and his sister. He was found competent and sane at the time, but through that process, it was found that there is some mental health history. We've talked a lot about it. There is one request at the end of this, Judge, but I think it highlights Mr. Terrazas' request for probation and his hope that he gets the help that he needs. I think he recognizes that.
This right here is a huge moment. The judge has accepted the stipulation of evidence, meaning the defendant essentially agreed to let the court rely on documents and reports without any live witnesses testifying. That fast-forwarded the case straight to a guilty finding. It's a strategy often used when the evidence is strong or when the defendant wants to move toward a plea bargain. What do you think? Smart move or risky shortcut?
That I'm diagnosed with. I really think that he turned a corner and really hoping to address those issues. So we would ask the court to take all of that into consideration in following the plea bargain, and just judge in the short time from the time you released us to now. Prior to this, he had applied for the mental health court. Again, this is coming from his desires to really address this. In that short time, I've been able to talk to mental health court, well, at least corresponding through email, and it sounds like they only accept pretrial diversions.
Yes.
So they will not accept him. So prior to that, he was saying, I really want to try, I want to get back in there, because the other alternative was a request to transfer this to Tarrant County. That is where his mother and his sister live. And speaking with both of them, they have open doors for him. That is a place that he can go to. Additionally, Judge, I'd let my client know, and he's aware, I don't have a lot of information on it. Ms. Ferguson was kind enough to print it up. He does have 2 holds out of Tarrant County. So with that request, we know that he's going to be held and transferred to Tarrant County. So I'd ask the court to consider transferring this since he probably will be out there. I know that the family is eager to bond him out. It's my understanding that these are tickets, but I don't have any way of showing them.
Right. So are those traffic tickets?
One of those were for not having permission driving the vehicle.
Okay.
The other one was they said I spanked my stepson, and they charged me with I think it's endangerment to a child, but it's a misdemeanor.
I didn't have that, Judge.
Okay, I don't think that doesn't sound like it's a misdemeanor to me. All right. So when's the last time you had employment?
Before I got locked up.
And what were you doing?
A diesel mechanic.
All right. None of this would have happened if, one, there was a juvenile in here that you decide to leave the family barbecue or whatever the family was having to go on the side of a building and smoke a cigarette with her, which is bad choice number 1, because that's a juvenile. You shouldn't be smoking with her. Number 2, whether she says you were trying to flirt with her and wanted a kiss and she said no, and that was the end of it, and you already had a girlfriend waiting for you, all of this could have been avoided. But then you continue. Then the next thing that ends up happening, the police are called. They knock on your door. They're trying to identify you. And according to them, you give them the wrong name. And then they want to detain you to try to get your information. Then what do? You take off running. And then I can tell you this, I'd say 99.99% of the time, when you go up against a taser, you're not going to win. So then you get hit with a taser, you fall on the concrete, end up with a busted lip, and still you won't stop struggling. The officer says you headbutt him. That's why we're here. And so this entire offense is you making horrendous choices. So you're going to have to start making better choices. Otherwise, you're going to end up potentially on this case in the prison for 10 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
So how many children do you have?
5.
All right. What are their ages?
My oldest is 19.
Mhm.
My second oldest is 18. My third oldest is 16. And I have a junior, which he's 13. And then I have my youngest one. Well, I just found out he wasn't mine, but I still consider him he's my child. He's 2.
All right. If you're with people, sometimes maybe it's best to have DNA testing done. I'm sure your counsel will tell you that when we practice in CPS courts, it was always have your DNA testing done. All right. So Tarrant County, who all lives there? Your relatives?
my brother, my sisters, and my mom.
Okay.
My mom currently moved over there.
All right. And what is the tattoo on your neck for?
Oh, it's my sister's initials.
All right. Why do you have your sister's initials?
She's my favorite sister.
How many sisters do you have?
I have 7.
Oh, well, what do they say about that?
Oh man, I got their names on me too. She's the coolest one.
And what does your mom say about that?
She hates them.
Whew, this judge is not pulling any punches. Notice how she breaks down each decision like dominoes falling. The juvenile, the wrong name, the running, the taser. And honestly, this is classic courtroom reality. Judges love patterns. And right now, the pattern she sees is bad choices, escalating consequences. Would you have survived that taser moment? Because statistically, no one does.
And what about your other children? Do you have their names?
I have CJ, which is my name. It's just Junior.
Mhm.
And then I have Rebello, which is the oldest one.
Mhm.
And then I have some other one in the back. My daughter's name is
Okay. All right. I'm always interested in people's tattoos because when people come before me, the only thing I know about them is that you just play it to an offense. So the only thing I know about you is that you play it to this offense and you're guilty of this offense. So tattoos sometimes will tell me a life story. Sometimes it'll tell me that you're gang affiliated. It tells me different things about you. So I'm always curious about tattoos. And I understand the neck tattoo, that's very painful.
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, I mean, you really love her.
Yeah, she's my favorite sister.
Okay. All right. So the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years, $2,000 fine probated. We'll do a transfer to Tarrant County. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
All right. Is there a reason you didn't graduate?
My kids.
All
I
right.
had to work.
Do you have your GED?
Uh,
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Actually, the job that I'm going to go back to is Ready Cable. He said he's going to send me to Houston to do all that stuff to get certifications. He said I had to get a high school diploma or a GED. So he said he's going to pay for it.
All right. If he obtains his GED, then 100 hours of the community service restitution will be deemed satisfied. And then if he obtains his certification from some sort of trade school, plumbing, welding, along those lines, then the remaining community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, anger management, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, he is allowed to travel for work. However, you'll need to get that information to probation before you travel. So you don't have to come back to the court for permission to travel, but you'll still need to provide proof to probation. All right. Counsel, are there any drug issues with your client?
No, Judge.
All right. And we'll do a referral to Mick. And we can do that evaluation out of custody because I know he needs to go to Tarrant County for whatever charges he has there. And we can do a TAP evaluation out of custody as well. And if the transfer is not accepted, then there's to be field visits.
Okay, pause. This is the part people underestimate. Probation sounds lenient compared to prison, but look at this laundry list coming up. Community service, classes, employment, drug tests, travel approvals. One slip and it's back to court. Do you think you could handle a decade of rules without messing up? Most people can't.
With regards to your social security or birth certificate, just 1 second, I'll address that in just a moment. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, Because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So with regards to your birth certificate and social security, if you let probation know, they'll be able to tell you where you can go to hopefully get that information and get those documents. Usually they say go to the Social Security office, but I will tell you now with Social Security and any type of government office, you'll have to stand in line on the long phone call, and then you will have to get an appointment. So a lot of them are requiring appointments now. Even the to obtain your driver's license, you have to set up